Hi, I'm Kit Birks and I'm attempting to walk the entire length of Europe, all in the name of suicide prevention. This challenge is named Strive Beyond Silence and it's a trek to put mental health on the map. It's the first continuous solo trek of its kind and I'm aiming to do it in 365 days. Good morning, it is really hot, but you couldn't open up your tent last night because there were mosquitoes everywhere. Anyway, this is also Temu very geniusly, even though I doubted him many times, did this because my tent pegs wouldn't actually go into the hard ground. But he did this ingenious invention, which was amazing, even though I was there like, no, this isn't going to work. And guess what? It worked. Another sexy look for you. Yeah. I don't know if I explained why I'm wearing this. So this is a rain skirt, but it's white, so it reflects the sun. Helps the midgies not get me, but cools me down a little bit, rather than wearing like my black waterproof trousers. And then I was wearing my raincoat yesterday, but inside out, because the inside of the coat is white, so it reflects the sun more. And again, to protect me from midgies, but mosquitoes everywhere. But hopefully keep me a bit cooler. But what I'll do today is probably wear that stuff and go straight into the lake before we even start, just to keep cool. But yeah, can't wait to be somewhere where there's not so many midgies. They kind of ruin everything, bastards. It's a very slow day today. Just been walking on this dirt track since leaving camp this morning. It's hot. The bugs are kind of okay. And then at times they're not. There's a hole in my head net. And I was sort of like, whoa, why am I still getting bitten to hell? Even with the head net on. It's because they were getting through. So yeah, I'm walking on this dirt track for another about half mile. And then I'll be walking on an actual road, like a real road, until I get to Kautokeino. So I think it's going to be about 10 miles on quite a busy road. But I'm just looking ahead and it's looking pretty damn ominous. And I know that there could be a thunderstorm tonight. I hope it doesn't come whilst I'm out walking. But if there's rain on its way, I would be so happy. I would very happily get absolutely soaked by lots of rain. I'm just hoping it'll pass quickly. That was a big bit of lightning. It's basically right above me now. What a brutal, genuinely brutal few days it's been. Mainly because of these horrible bugs. I am covered. I know I keep going on about it, but oh my gosh. I think you'll understand when I show you the really show you the damage. I can't wait to have a rest day and just get loads of cold water, try and get all the inflammation down. I'm going to try and find some sort of aloe vera or coconut butter and just really help. And then I'm going to go and get stuff to protect myself from the mosquitoes both. I'm really wanting to find some sort of natural repellent because things like DEET and jungle formula are it's just full of chemicals and it's so bad for the environment. And if I'm washing in lakes, I do not want to wash that kind of chemical horribleness into it. Made it to civilization. This is civilization. I had a vegan burger at the gas station. Got some snacks. Got another vegan burger to have for dinner because I didn't stop for lunch because I didn't want to stop because every time I stopped the bugs would just be like everywhere. Have I told you about the bugs yet? So yeah, did that and now it's 2k to where I'm staying, which is the Arctic Motel and Campground. Little cabin, gonna wash and gonna tend to these, which are just, I don't know, very, 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 very sore. But I'm feeling better having eaten something. I also got a pistachio ice cream. So yeah, full of health. But yeah, made it, pretty much made it. Didn't fart. So immature, but it did make me laugh. My key to my little cabin. And I'm number 1, which means that it's a very short walk away. And I can see it. And it's overlooking a lake. I could actually cry, I'm so happy. Okay, you ready for the bites? They are so bad. And genuinely, you saw what I was wearing, and I think it's just these little ones. They're called jumping midgies, and basically they get caught in your net, and then they just like go where all the gathering is. So I think that's what's happened here. And they've bitten all on my ear, forehead. And yeah, and it's just very hot and very, 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 very sore. Good morning. I woke up about half an hour ago at 10 p.m. It was delightful. I slept like well, it actually took me quite a long time to get to sleep, to be honest. But once I was asleep, slept like a baby. I had about 8, nearly 9 hours sleep, which was lovely. Enjoyed a coffee from a kettle this morning. So I'm about to pop to a little like grocery store. It's called Rema. It's like a brand. They're everywhere. So we're gonna go there to get something different for breakfast. I'm feeling toast. I'm feeling eggs. I'm feeling avocado. So that's exciting. And I'm gonna get some stuff for the bites, and I need to get some rice to dry up my phone, which I think from the thunderstorm it just got really. Yeah, it's just got water damage, it's got condensation in all the cameras, it's not playing ball, it keeps dying every 2 minutes, which is a slight problem because today is, well, I'm using the rest days to rest obviously, but also to make content to show people all the lovely and maybe not so lovely things that have been happening on this challenge, and 2, to send all this kind of content, the long form content, to my amazing, lovely and very talented producer Kai. And I can't really do that when my phone keeps dying every 2 minutes. So we're going to get some rice and put it in some rice. And everyone says, don't do that. It doesn't actually help. It does, because I've done it before and it's worked an absolute dream. So here's to rice, hopefully helping solve the situation so I don't have to buy a new phone, which will cost an absolute bomb and logistical stress. So my phone is not doing good. It's just not doing good at all. And anyway, I went to reception earlier and met some of the staff here. A lot of them there's 3 from the US, 1 Norwegian guy and 1 Italian guy. So it was really cool to speak to them, and they were really interested in Strive on Silence, and they're going to follow the journey. And I was saying about my phone, and then the owner called Gon of Arctic Motel and Campground, which is where I'm staying, she said, I'm going to put out a post on Facebook and see if I can find a phone, because there's no gadget or like iPhone stores here. Anyway, went out for the day and went to a camping shop, got some camping gas, got some different clothing that can actually protect me against mosquitoes, as well as this number. I did not want to use chemical DEET, but considering how bad I'm getting attacked, I am. And I've also got some cooling gel, and I've also got some aloe vera oil to help. And I got my resupply. Look, 7 days of resupply there. Anyway, I went up to reception to get a voucher to clean my more clothes, and Gon wasn't there, and I asked, is she here? And Helly, who was there, said no, but she's coming in an hour. And I said, okay, great. I just asked about a phone earlier, and she put something on Facebook. She's got me a phone. She's got me a phone. I am so relieved. Even if it can just last me until Kilpasjärvi, that would be amazing. So I've got a phone. I'm gonna still have half a rest day here tomorrow, because I needed to do so much stuff today. Like, as I was saying earlier, like these rest days, yes, they're good rest days for my body, but this is catch-up time for content and yeah, putting more fuel into the campaign as well, and just bringing the awareness of why I'm doing this. So anyway, very relieved about that. I'm gonna go put a wash on, I'm gonna have a shower, cover myself in aloe vera oil, and then go get this phone. As you might be aware, yesterday I did went to reception yesterday, as you probably saw. Lovely lady who runs this place gone. She put a message out on Facebook. Someone had a phone. I got that phone yesterday. It was still a smartphone, but it was an Android Nokia. I'm always on iPhone, but still it was a phone. But actually I just could not get it to work, and it was just transferring nothing over. Couldn't even get my mobile data to work or anything. So I was like, oh, I don't even know what to do. I paid 400 crown for it, which is like 36 quid. Anyway, so I was feeling a bit like, oh God, I don't know what to do now. Anyway, a lovely Norwegian guy who is volunteering here, who works here as a volunteer, he lost his phone recently as well and had to go through the same process. And he was given an iPhone. It's an iPhone 7, an old iPhone, and he's always been an Android user. So we've swapped. So now I've got his old iPhone and he's got this old Android. But it means that I've got an iPhone. So I've put my so I got distracted there. So I put my SIM in, and I need to have internet set all up. So I'm going to go to the reception area and have a coffee and use the internet in the reception to hopefully set up my iPhone. But we'll see. But as long as I can get WhatsApp to message people on, and maybe some kind of social media, maybe TikTok and Instagram, maybe YouTube, to do some updates, and I need to get some apps so I can re-download my maps, then it's happy fucking days. Whilst I was up in reception, I got speaking to the owner's son. So this campground is run by the Sami people. Sami is a tribe up here in the Nordic countries, and there are many Sami people throughout Norway, Sweden and Finland. And they have their own culture, their own history, and its traditions and everything like that. And it's going to be really beautiful to learn more as I go along, as I walk through these countries. But I started talking to Gon's son, who's so lovely. And yeah, he gave a really interesting insight into the attitude around mental health and suicide within the Sami culture. So going to chat to him later and sort of get that on camera to sort of spread awareness on that matter as well. So I've just been organising and packing to set off tomorrow, and then I just got a knock on the door and I got invited to a little barbecue. Those are the people that volunteer here, having a barbecue just over the other side of the field. And I said, do you want to come join? And I was like, yeah, that's so lovely. So let's go join them. How exciting! So sure.
What's into the reception?
Yeah, goggles on. Is that for the mosquitoes?
Yeah, that needs to be in the documentary. The amount of mosquitoes in Norway.
No one will understand unless you can get
the pain and suffering.
Okay, so we had a really great chat yesterday morning, and I thought it was really important to share what you said with this audience because of the cause I'm doing it. So I'd love to know, and I'd love them to know who you are, your culture, and what we spoke about yesterday.
Yeah, my name is Gard Emil. I'm from Kautokeino, 27 years old, and I'm a Sami boy. I think what you're doing is very important because, especially here in the northern parts and in the Sami culture, there is this habit of not showing any vulnerability or any weakness, and that has demanded a lot of lives, especially young men here who can't deal with everything, and the fact that you have to be silent is the worst part. As an example, we were 15 in my class when I was in high school, and now we are only 13.
And is it just a really big thing, as you're saying, like in your culture, you just don't show emotion or put on a brave face, and brave in your culture is to not speak about emotions?
Yeah, exactly. It is considered weak, and family is a huge. In these parts, family is a huge. You should not dishonor your family, and by being open and talking about your emotions, you will be seen as weak, and it will bring shame to your family.
And do you think there's anything within the Sami culture that is starting to change, or is it still very much be quiet about emotions? Or
It is still very much so. It's still taboo, but I feel like it's sort of changing, with mental health being more prioritized all over the world. But it's a slow change.
Yeah.
It is, and that's why I think it's important to shed light on it.
Yeah.
Because I think that the more you talk about it, and the more people that are
Aware,
yeah, that this awareness is very important. At least, yeah, I can't talk about like all over the world, but here it's very damaging to not to keep things inside.
Yeah.
It's a small community, and it's easy to get left out and not be included. And so it's
people always keep things to themselves, and then that's what ends up, it gets too much. And actually, it's like we were saying yesterday, like the bravest thing to do is to say, like, I'm struggling, and to say I'm not okay, but it's shifting a whole generations of mindset, isn't it? And who knows, maybe this could be the new generation that within your culture especially, that starts to speak about emotions and see that as brave rather than keeping it to yourself.
Yeah, that's my impression, at least. That I don't think, there's a lot of discussions about like these waves of suicide, but also that's like that makes a silencing culture as well. If you are just shutting up about it and not, I think it's a lot of people that goes under the radar when it comes to.
So with the 2 friends in your class that you lost, is it very much like it was not talked about after it happened, or?
It was not talked about, no.
Wow.
Everybody knew, but you can talk about it to
Wow.
anyone.
Yeah.
And it was people that were, you wouldn't expect it. They seemed happy, and so it's I think it's a dangerous thing to be quiet about.
Yeah. So it's been really amazing coming here, and that your hospitality has been incredible, and just chatting, and thank you so much for sharing, because as I do this journey, it's really interesting and also sad, to see that in so many cultures and so many different places that this subject of suicide is still very much as silenced, and actually we need to make a lot of noise around it. And I wish nothing but noise for you and your culture to start speaking about emotions more, and seeing them as beautiful and vulnerable as good and brave. So, and I really appreciate you sharing and hopefully shedding light for other people to know about this as well, because not many people know about the Sami culture, full stop, let alone this side of it. So I really appreciate it and giving me your time.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, off we go. Day 17. Back on the road after 2 rest days. Let's hit it. Let's go. Let's do it. It's hot, but I feel good. Let's go. After 2 days of rest, I was more than ready to get going again. It was time to push on. I'm now protected against the mosquitoes, and the sun was shining, and I could really enjoy the experience of just sitting and eating a snack.
I saw a moose on day 17, a little baby one. Luckily Mama wasn't around, but it was a very cool experience. And then as I pressed on day 18, I could see on the maps that all the cabins in this section for the next few days had a locked key sign, and I thought, great, I'm going to use my D&T key for the first time. However, they were locked under a different system, and actually you had to get access to a key code in order to get into the cabins. So after bumping into an Austrian called Nico, for some strange reason we decided to try every single combination under the sun to see if we could get into this cabin, because we wanted to escape the mosquitoes.
So this is Nico from Austria. How many combinations did we try last night?
7,000.
And did we get in?
How many did it work? 0.
Oh gosh, it was quite an eventful night. And we slept outside. Oh gosh. Okay, so me and Nico, remember Nico, everybody? His phone was not working this morning, so we decided to walk together, and then came across this lovely hut, and we went in and were speaking to two lovely Norwegian men who have come upriver on their boat. There is a waterfall 10 minutes down, which is beyond the point in which then we're gonna go left up a mountain. So they said that they're gonna take us on the boat to go see the waterfall, and then come back here, grab our stuff, and then walk and carry on. So I'll still be walking every single step, basically. So yeah, gonna go and see a waterfall. So that's quite exciting. Okay, end of day 20. Yeah, what a day. Can't believe that whole boat thing and going to the waterfall, insane. The rest of the day has been quite challenging. The terrain has been insane. It's just like been overgrown and roots everywhere and like scrabbling up rock. It's just been very hard on the brain. And I'm struggling, I won't lie, with just fatigue. But I realised that I'm in like a 1,500, 2,000 really calorie deficit at the moment. I've miscalculation when I did my last resupply, so no wonder I'm like literally like dragging my limbs. My own fault though, and I can't really do anything about it because I can't eat more, otherwise I won't have any food left for the last few days, because I literally resupplied for the exact amount of days that I'm going for. So just sort of having to, yeah, whatever. It was still a good day, still amazing. Walked with Nico all day. We've camped together. His phone, bless him, his phone's just dead, which means he's got no maps. So we've been walking together. But yeah, camp tonight is pretty. I'm going to show you. It's beautiful. Okay, so I'm about to cover 2,000, just under 2,000 feet of elevation gain in the space of 2.5 miles. So wish me luck. Let's see what I look like at the top.
and now you'll probably cut to me looking red and out of breath and being like, Jesus Christ, I'm absolutely pooped. Let's see though, or maybe not, maybe I'll look fine. I doubt it though. Oh my lordy lord, what a lovely unexpected surprise. I might be sweating like a pig, but bloody hell, this is all worth it. That is so cool. Are you kidding me? I'm losing my mind over this, it's so beautiful. Not even all the way at the top yet, my word. Currently on mile 23. It's been nearly 4,000 feet of elevation today. Whoa! And I've just come over this hill, and in the distance I can see Sami, which Järvi means lake in Norwegian, and I'm aiming for Sommerhytte, which is the hut, which will be next to the lake, and I can see it in the distance, but it is like a speck. I can see it, so I'm feeling so happy. First hut of this stretch, which is quite nice, although I won't lie, I've actually really got used to and loved setting up my tent, and like it just feels like home. But there is the hut. I think Nico will probably be there as well. We've been sort of, it's quite funny, I've been taking over him, and then he's been taking over me, then I've been taking over him. But we're basically doing the same stretches every day, which is quite nice actually. So you kind of walk by yourself and then know that you're going to have a little bit of company later on, or whilst you have lunch or whatever. Anyway, so nearly there, and I am so hungry. I need to eat lots of food, but I can't eat lots of food because otherwise I won't have any left. But I'm gonna just, anyway, I'm yapping now. Basically, near the hut. Yay! Good morning. It's morning time. Sorry I didn't show you around the cabin last night. When I got here, there was already a family here, and they had a son, and it just felt really inappropriate to just start getting out of camera. But they've headed off this morning. They're actually walking where I walked yesterday, so they're going north and I'm going south. And very excitingly, I am 1 kilometre away from the Finnish border. I go into a different country for the first time today. So I go into Finland for 4 or 5 days, and then back into Norway. And then I'm sort of following the Norway-Swedish border for quite a while. Anyway, got to this cabin. I slept horrendously. There were lots of mosquitoes outside, so it meant the windows could not be opened, and it was boiling. It was so hot. It was just like too hot. And the beds were so hard. And anyway, I did not sleep well, but it's still cool to have reached this cabin, and it just feels so special. I went down to the river to get water last night, and I was just looking around, and I was like, this cabin is in the middle of nowhere. Loads of these cabins are, and it's just like crazy. And you look around and it's just so beautiful, and it's just, you just feel unbelievably lucky. Okay, we are just about to cross over into Finland. This is the borderline. Are we ready? Hey, we're in Finland! Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was exciting, wasn't it? So as you might be able to see behind me, there's a lovely Finnish couple that just walked past. There's loads of hikers around here. I've passed so many people, and then I've been like, blah, 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 like wanting to chat because I don't really see many people. And then I've been told that there's the Finland's highest mountain, so loads of people go on hikes to get to it. So, and that's why it was so busy at that hut, because that's near base camp, apparently. Anyway, I was just speaking to them, and they asked me
where I was from and how long I've been walking and where I'm going. And then the lady was so lovely. She said, "You've got sisu." And I said, "What's sisu?" And she said it's a Finnish phrase basically, which means you just keep going. You got it in you, just got to keep going. So apparently I've got lots of sisu, which I really like. So that's quite cool. I haven't even been in Finland for a day, and I'm already learning new things in Finnish. Ain't that something? I got into that hut that I was walking through this storm towards, and opened the door, and there were 20 hikers inside in this tiny hut, and everyone looks up. You know when you go to a pub in like a really rural village, and you go in and there's all the locals like sat on that one table, and they all kind of give you the, oh look, it was like that. Anyway, quite funny. So I pitched my tent sort of near it, but so I've got some clothes drying in there, sort of out of sight, so I've got my own privacy, which is quite nice actually. It's so weird now there's so many people, but it's just on this one bit between where I entered Finland to Kilpisjärvi, because yeah, as I said, there's this big route that leads to Finland's highest mountain, which isn't very big. It looks like a hill, but still, it's weird not seeing people when I have seen a person, and when someone else has seen me. I think we've both been like, oh, we haven't seen anyone in like 5 days, so it's like yap, whereas here it's like, yeah, hi, and I'm like, oh, do you not want to hear my life story? I want to hear yours. Anyway, I'm nice and snuggly in my tent, I'm in dry clothes, and I'm so hungry, and I've got food. Chili. Ooh, yummy. And I'm hitting a town tomorrow, 17 miles to Kilpisjärvi tomorrow. An actual town. This is weird, this stint I really have had no signal, like zero. I think I got a flash of signal at one point because I saw some messages come through, but not really. So yeah, it's going to be nice. So yeah, there are 3 things that I'm really looking forward to. Always at the top is being able to speak to family and friends. 2, a big crunchy apple and some like fresh veg, something that isn't dehydrated food. And 3, a shower. I haven't washed in 7. It will be 7 days since I last like properly washed. I did wash my armpits with a crusty saucepan this morning at that cabin. Not with it, but I put water in it. I'm so smelly. Anyway, I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna listen to my book, and then I'm gonna have a cup of tea and a Snickers, and then I'm gonna go to bed. Okay, bye. Good morning. I'm just packing up this morning. Everything is soaked, like soaked, and I think coming out from the rain, I was just happy to put on some dry clothes, but everything is actually soaked. Anyway, it will dry, and I'm going to a town today, so I can wash stuff and dry stuff, and it doesn't really matter, does it? So yeah, I actually slept so well last night, especially after my rubbish nights leaving the cabin. I love my tent. It's like home now. I think I prefer sleeping in my tent than the cabin. Anyway, alright, I'm going to continue packing up and then get trotting. Just arriving to this hut. I'm going to have lunch. The last 2 miles have been okay. I've got this pain in the front of my like basically ankle. I'm just trying to work out, is it a repetitive strain injury or is it just a niggle? I'm going to go with niggle, and I'm just going to massage the hell out of it, pummel it whilst I eat my lunch, and hope that all is well. But I'm not far from Kilpisjärvi, so very close to having a shower and speaking to family and having an apple. The hut was locked, so lunch was al fresco, which is no problem. On to Kilpisjärvi. Yeah, coming down into Kilpisjärvi. It's I'm so excited. I don't know, I feel emotional. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's just, I've really loved the last 7 days and it's been such an adventure. And I don't know, it just really feels like an achievement every time you hit the next town. It really feels like you're getting somewhere, you're doing something, you're making progress, and it kind of, you see that town and it becomes real. And it just feels really cool. So yeah. Really then. This room is insane. Mainly because of the view. Look at that. I feel like a queen. I want to cry so bad. Just with the happiness. My injury or niggle was sore, but that's a problem for another day. No words, just apple. So I'm actually going to have a sauna. I didn't have one last night. I just had a really long shower and then I went and ate and then I was just in bed like, ugh. Anyway, so I've turned it on. Apparently you just turn it on and it takes half an hour to get to temperature. There's the stones and I've just filled this bucket with water to then pour water over the stones. So yeah, I am feeling so, I've never stayed somewhere like this before. It's amazing. I feel very, very grateful and lucky. And I don't have to check out till 12, so I've still got like 3 hours or something like that. So that's quite nice. And then I'll be going to a campground. Right, so on the way to the post office. So I've had problems with my phone. And it's been glitching even though it's sort of dried out, and none of the cameras work, which is why all my daily updates have been using this. And my lovely and amazing sister sorted out a new phone for me to get sent to this town so I could pick it up when I got here, and it's not here. And trust me, she went through a lot of trouble, so I need to go find out where it is, because otherwise I could be waiting around a while, and if it's not going to turn up today, then I'm going to need them to forward it on to my next town, which will be in 6-7 days once I get walking. So let's see what they have to say for themselves. I've left just as clueless, if not actually maybe a little bit more clueless than when I first went in. It's definitely not there, but we don't know where it is. We know that the last place it says it is Turku, which is southern Finland. And he said, oh yeah, no, it'll probably take maybe 3-4 days to get here. He said, I can't wait 3-4 days. Can I forward it on? And he said, no, if I was you, I'd just wait. I think it wouldn't work. And then I kept him asking other questions and he didn't know. Bless him, he was just like a Finnish teenager. And I was like, I don't really want to harass you too much, because if you don't know, then you don't know. It's not your fault. But yeah, I obviously can't sit around and not move and get in miles for 3-4 days. But I'm also unsure how I'm going to forward it on if I'm not here to pick it up, to forward it. Yes, I'm still here in Kilpisjärvi. My phone apparently might arrive this afternoon, but not 100% sure, so we're going to go back to the post office. Be moved to another cabin. I'm staying at this place called Tundrea in Kilpisjärvi, and it's got like camping grounds where you can pitch and where you can park your RV, and it's also got cabins of different sizes, and it's a really lovely place, and it's right on the lake. Some of the cabins are right on the lake, like my little apartment last night was. But we moved to another little cabin. How cute. I love it. And they gave me a massively reduced rate because of they heard about what I was doing, and they've just been so accommodating, because obviously this is all last minute because it's this logistical thing that I can't control. And so it's just been like, okay, I'll stay another day, and it's Friday today, so post won't come over the weekend. So I've decided, okay, I'm going to stay today and I'm going to leave early Saturday morning,
and they've even offered, like, if it doesn't arrive today, that they'll help with that and sort it if it and when it arrives in Kilpisjärvi, which is just insane. This really lovely woman called Petra, she's just been an absolute gem. Me walking into reception every morning being like, I think I'm gonna have to stay another night, and she's like, I've got you. Anyway, so I'm in this little cabin and I was just about to go out to grab some food, but a massive thunderstorm has started and it was like bright sunshine earlier. I promise I'm not crazy, I promise it was there. Just wait. No, that's the wind. Wait, we'll just wait, because I'll turn the camera off and then it will just like go, and I'll be like, alright. I'm kind of glad I didn't go walking in this today. My word. How you doing, Kai? You alright? Having a good day? Well, it was super loud earlier. It will come back. I turned the camera off and guess what happened? Yeah, a big massive sound of thunder. My oh my. Knew it was gonna happen.
So just left Andrea, the place that I've been staying. The amazing Petra, who works there, who's just so lovely and has sorted me out every single day and has helped with discounts on rooms because she heard about what I was doing, is also going to pick up the phone when it arrives and get it sent either on or back to my sister or to my parents' house. So she's taking my sister's number as well in case I'm off grid when it arrives. And she's just an absolute legend and just so lovely. She also gave me a hug. And that was the first hug I've had since I said goodbye to my family at Heathrow. And then I told her, oh, I haven't had a hug in ages, and then she came in and gave me another one. It was just really lovely. It was so nice. It was a proper hug as well. I miss hugs. I really do. Anyway, on road, it's raining, but hopefully there'll be blue sky soon. If not, I'll just get wet. Finland, you've been lovely, but I'm off. It was just a brief stay, but thank you. I had a lovely time here. Sadly, I won't be returning, not on this journey anyway, but it was nice whilst it lasted. Thanks so much. So I've been walking with two really lovely Swedish men for a while today, Sven and Simon, and we're going to the same hut, but I need the loo, so I said, I'll catch you up, just got to do something. So they went ahead, but I'm about a mile away from Paltsa, which is the hut that I'm staying in tonight, and it's just so beautiful tonight. It's just mountains everywhere, fluffy clouds. I'm up by the clouds. I mean, it's just, this is what dreams are made of. Not to quote Lizzie McGuire, but this is what dreams are made of. I slept so well in the hut, and then I've just been to there. So in there is a ranger. So some huts have rangers apparently in Sweden, and you have to pay to stay in that hut. Not a huge amount, but just a bit, obviously, to keep it going and everything like that. Anyway, Kina, who's the current ranger here, she stays for 6 weeks, and then there's another turnover. We were chatting over breakfast, and she asked where I was going, and then I told her, and then asked what I told her where I was doing it for. And then I've just gone to her hut to go and pay her. And she said, oh, you're doing it for such an amazing cause. I'm going to charge you for a child, which is basically 50% off. Which was so kind. Really, really kind. Oh, everyone's so lovely. I feel so lucky. And even luckier to be waking up here. Yeah, going back into Norway today. Gonna go to this place called Logistical, which is in Norway. Stop there for lunch. It's about 12 miles from here. And then after that, it will be another 9 or 10 miles to get to another hut, or maybe I'll stop just a little bit before it. I kind of want to stay in my tent. Is that weird? I really love my tent. I miss it. Anyway, see how I go. But yeah, the aim is to do about 20-21 miles today. Slight problem. ended up coming to a bridge I need to cross, but it's broken, and the other option is to cross by river, which has an unbelievably strong current. Basically, what I've decided is that, okay, that's where I'm supposed to cross with the rickety-crickety bridge, fast flowing water, and basically I would cross that and I'd end up going down this way, and that's where the hut was, and then I'd have to cross the river again to then start taking a trail, which I can actually see, which will end up going along here. So, because kind of where I am is like a fork, there's two rivers meeting here. This river, as you can see, it's a bit calmer. So, I'm gonna cross this river and then just climb up that little bit of a hill, and then I'll join the trail. So I'll hopefully cut out a bit and it will be safer. And yeah, it all will be well, I think. Hopefully. Okay, let's hope it doesn't get any deeper. Don't know if you can see. It starts getting quite deep. Oh, I wouldn't recommend that to anybody. Made it! Bloody made it! Look at that! There's the bridge over there. Alright, onwards and upwards. Bloody mosquito on my head. Get it? Oh my word, what a day. I feel like it's lasted a week. But I really enjoyed it, weirdly, even though so much has happened. I feel if that was me at the start, I'd have been crying. I would have been like so scared. And it's so cool to see the progress in how I deal with things. I'm really learning so much about myself, and that I am so much more capable than I thought I was. So that's cool. So yeah, river crossing, mad, but made it. And yeah, there was the thunder and lightning. Because I was going up a fell, it was quite exposed, so it just kind of hung out in a ditch for a bit, and then I was like, oh, it's all good, so I kept on walking, and then it came back. There was another thunderstorm, so then went back into another ditch, and then stood up because I was like, oh, it's fine, and then suddenly like loads of lightning came. Anyway, so that set me back, so I got here quite late, but I got to a really cool cabin, and I was able to use this key for the first time. It's quite dark, so I've just got a candle in at the moment. I've had some supper, I'm just having a cup of tea. I'm tired. I'm gonna have my tea and then I'm gonna go to bed. No night.